All right, and testing 1 2 1 2. Welcome everybody to our live at 5. This is Al King, CEO and founder of Top Networkers Group, Chief Educational Officer for the 1MLM system. It's my pleasure, as always, to welcome you to our weekly call. And it sounds like our sound is coming in loud and clear. Last week on our Live at 5, we spoke about obstacles, and once again, there is an obstacle facing us here today, right at the start of the call. Suddenly, my Firefox browser didn't want to work properly with the TinyChat, which is installed here on the Live Office. In fact, I'll show you guys the Live Office here. Let's go ahead and get right into that screen share so you're not staring at a blank screen. Is that the Chrome? Awesome, that's the Chrome. Okay, so here we are, guys. This is the Live Office. This is where the Live at 5 is happening every single Wednesday, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is actually 8 o'clock for those of you on the East Coast. And oddly enough, we couldn't load our TinyChat in the Firefox browser. All right. Again, here's a challenge that is facing. And many people might give up and say, oh, well, I can't have the call. And let's say, for example, you're trying to get on the call and maybe your Firefox browser isn't loading TinyChat properly. Maybe you're like me. I use a Firefox add-on called NoScript, and NoScript stops a lot of scripts from running, which are running ads and sometimes are running malware and spyware, which gets onto your system. It's one of the reasons a lot of people, like myself and several others, are such big fans of Mozilla. Simply because they allow us to have these add-ons which stop these scripts. Now, that being said, Google Chrome is a pretty good browser as well for the most part. They work to keep a lot of these malicious programs off of their server. However, things still might get through. And so, me personally, I'm a Firefox guy. I like Firefox primarily because I get to block the scripts. However, it was causing a problem, and there was just no time to figure out how to undo the problem and start this call on time. The only option was to go into Google Chrome, and that's what I did. So what you're actually looking at here is the Google Chrome browser. And again, let's just show you guys a real quick back end for what's going on. You know, these Live at 5 calls, a lot of these are going to be housed and archived in our 1MLM system training area, which I'm going to show you here in just a second as well. But TinyChat is the platform that we're using for now in order to actually host these live calls, but also this is what makes the Live Office possible. Okay, this is a very feature-rich technology. It's free, and again, you know, we've said this in a couple of our other videos. We're not necessarily endorsing the entire site. So when you log in, try not to share it. For those of you that log in with Facebook, try not to share it on your wall. We don't want to promote TinyChat. We want to promote the 1MLM system. So let me go back here. This is why we've created this office, so that each and every single one of you has your own personalized link that you can send someone to, and then they can meet you in the Live Office. And once they get here, okay, if you're one of our team leaders, which means that you're ranked at the team leader position and above, you'll be allowed to actually broadcast, which means that we're going to allow you access to be able to help moderate the Live Office and to be able to pretty much play videos, audios, and also get here on the microphone yourself and actually talk to anyone that might be in the office. Again, that is going to be reserved for our team leaders. That being said, the chat box is always open. So you can actually, for example, let's say that you're talking to somebody on Facebook. And one of the things that you need to understand is that whenever you're doing business, it is so important to keep in mind the environment that the other person is in. I'm going to tell you right now, so many people I've worked with who have failed to make money, it is simply because they never put themselves in the right environment. If you're in an environment where there are distractions, where there are unsupportive people, negative people, you have to get away from them in order to conduct your business. And so this is sort of why people started doing meetings in coffee shops. You know, people wanted to get out of their home environment to make three-way calls and to make their calls on their list because they didn't want to be around the friends and family that weren't supporting them and weren't encouraging them, right? So again, it's the same sort of concept for those of us who are now building online. The live office gives you a way to get people away from Facebook, for example. It's like, hey, let's meet in the live office for a minute and let's have a conversation about this business, about partnership, about what it is that we're trying to do here in network marketing, you know, so that we can create some income long term for ourselves. You guys, that's what the live office is for. You can now meet with the prospect, talk to them about making money together, and if they need information, if they really truly don't know what's going on with our opportunity, you can simply direct them to step number one. How easy and simple is this? You say to your prospect, listen, do me a huge favor. Go to step number one. Watch those videos. Okay, it's actually condensed down to one video, so we'll make a couple of changes there. Watch this video, right? It's going to take about 30 minutes. And once the video is over, I'm right here in the chat box. Drop me a line, we'll chat. Meanwhile, let me see if I can get some of my senior business partners to join us in the live office while you're watching the video. Now, again, some of you who might be struggling to get people into our business, make sure you're using this kind of language. If you need to back this tape up and write the words down, do that. You know, words are so important. One of my mentors used to always tell me that words are like the colors on the palette of an artist. The more of a range of colors the artist has to work with, the more vivid a picture the artist can paint. And you and I, you guys, we're artists. For those of us who are professionals, we're artists with our words, with our piquing interests. When we talk about approaching and piquing interest, our words matter so much. But also you understanding the process that you're not presenting when you're peaking, right? That subtle difference can mean so much. See, when you get a person into the live office, you're not presenting. You're not giving them a presentation. You're going to direct them to watch the presentation. And you want to use words that move people to action to where they understand what's going on. Hey, can I have your attention, please? Is it all right if I ask you to close down your Facebook for just a few moments so we can talk about having some serious money coming into our lives? Can you meet me in the live office so we can talk about making money together? Right? Hey, you know, can I get your attention for about 30 minutes? Here's what I want you to do. Can you go to step one and watch the video so you can see what it is that we're talking about? Can you close off all the distractions around you just for about 20 to 30 minutes? Meanwhile, I'm going to be in here and I'm going to see if I can get one of my business partners to join me so that we can talk to you and help answer any questions that you may have, and we can discuss making money together. This is some of the wording that is going to help you have success. Now, yes, this is an odds game, and so using the right words is going to increase your odds, right? You know, Jim Rohn talks about it. When you're new in this type of business, you have to understand that maybe at first you'll be fumbling around with some words and trying to get your wording together and trying to increase your vocabulary and trying to increase your language and your ability to communicate business to other people. And so while you're working on that, maybe at first your ratio will be something like 1 out of 10. So every 10 people you talk to, you'll close 1. You'll develop a ratio. And as you continue to work on yourself, they continue to grow and improve, eventually what happens is your ratio will improve. Then suddenly it'll be 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. You know, if you get really good at this thing, you might be closing 4 out of 10 people. That's an awesome closing ratio, by the way. But I'm just giving you an example of why you want to do these things. For anyone who may come across this information and say, well, why does my language matter? Why do I want to work on these things? Why do I want to have this kind of conversation with someone? Why do I want to go track down a business partner when I could just do it myself? I want you guys to get out of the self-employed thinking. Get out of the self-employed thinking. Let me say it again. Get out of the self-employed thinking. You have to develop a business owner mentality. A business owner has a system that works for him or her. This is what a business owner does. They let the system do the work. So they're not going to be presenting. They're going to invite someone to look at step number 1 and watch a presentation while I go look for a business partner. Because, see, what you want this prospect to see is this. While the prospect, while I'm watching a video, this other person is chilling. They're looking for a business partner to drop in and talk to me about this with them while I'm watching the information. And while I'm in a chat room where I can come back and talk to this person and maybe even their business partner, and they can answer some of my questions immediately after I get done. And wow, I'm impressed. Multiple streams of income, one team, one system. Wow. Top Networkers Group. How can I get involved? Right? Now, they come back. They say, hey, hello, I'm done. I'm back. And you're in the room with a business partner, a senior leader, somebody who can help answer questions that maybe you, as a new person to Top Networkers Group, can't answer yet. And again, what you're showing your prospect is, if I need help, this is a team with other people that can help me out too. See, this is why you don't want to do it all yourself. You have to get out of the self thinking. You have to think system. And teamwork is part of the system. See, I'm going to tell you guys something. We're in this new school age, so when we say system, most of you think of are thinking of a website that's going to automatically do everything for you. That's not exactly what a system is. See, the term in network marketing system comes from back in the old days, where we would talk about having a system, okay? Meaning a step 1 through 10, for example, right? So step 1, I make a list. Step 2, I call people. Step 3, I sort my list, see who's interested, who's not, who has questions, who's, rotten, green, red, right? Sort my list. 3, I come to training, invite people to training, come to events, blah, blah. It's a step-by-step process. An enrollment system, a step-by-step way of doing things that will help you be organized and help you grow your business to where you can track it and say, okay, did I make a list? Did I have enough people on my list? Did I sort my list? Did I go to enough meetings? So you can go step by step and see if you did all the things on the list. That was a system. It's a way of doing things. See, for example, we might have something like, okay, there's a weekly meeting and we'll have a weekly call. So your system is all about getting people to the weekly meeting, and then anyone that you close in the weekly meeting, you want to get them onto the weekly call, right? Now, then you want to use the weekly call to help them get started with making their list and sorting their list and doing all these things and getting people to come with them to the next meeting, right? And so they can find people who want to get started and take all of those people to the next call, then to the next meeting, then to the next call. We call it building from event to event. So a relevant example for one MLM system, TNG, here's what you and I should be doing. Now that you know that we're doing these weekly calls every Wednesday, what you should do is you should actually be in here during the week, building your team, exposing people to the business, to step number one, while tracking down a business partner, letting them know, hey, I've got a prospect in the live office. Can you join me and help me with closing this person when they get done? They're on step one right now. Okay? This is what you want to do. You want to bring a business partner into the live office with you and a prospect. Okay? Next, you want to simply do this throughout the week. Okay? So that when Wednesday comes and we do these random trainings, because what we're doing here live at 5 is we're talking about our system, we're talking about network marketing, we're talking business. So this is always going to be a good conversation. It's a live conversation. And afterwards, we'll have time to chat it up as a team. And everyone can sort of meet here at the same time, right? So if you're growing your team, so for example, throughout the week, let's just take Monday and Tuesday, you're bringing prospects into the live office throughout Monday and Tuesday. What happens is you might, if you bring 10 people into the office, you just might close 2 or 3. Okay? Now you let those 2 or 3 know Wednesday live at 5. Okay? Al King is on the West Coast, so he's doing live at 5. It's 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We need to be in here. We're going to hear more about this business, about this partnership, about this team. We need to be in here live at 5. Right? Wednesday comes. You and your two business partners and or prospects, because sometimes folks are still on the fence. Maybe they come in, they still have some questions. You want to promote the live at 5. You want to make sure that everybody there knows about the live at 5, so that if they want to hear more, come hear from the founder, come hear from the people who are putting this thing together, come hear from the team leaders, right? You want to make sure that you're doing that Monday and Tuesday with your prospects that you're bringing into the live office, so that Wednesday comes, they show up, and there's 4 of us in here, and one of them gets started. So now Thursday and Friday, you and your new person, right? You both work on doing the same thing, making your list, inviting your prospects into the live office, bringing your business partner in to help you close. You put 10 more people in Thursday and Friday, maybe close one, maybe have a couple more on the fence. You let all of them know about the live at 5 coming up next Wednesday. Okay, let's say you take Saturday and Sunday off, and you come back hard Monday and Tuesday once again, bringing prospects in. Now you have some prospects from last week, from Thursday and Friday. You have some prospects from Monday and Tuesday, right? Those are your prospects from last week, right? Follow up. Figure out who you need to follow up with, who's on the fence. Invite them back in, right? Tell them to come hang out while you work your business. So now they get to watch you work your business. They get to watch you bring people into the office and watch you walk people through. And see, while you're doing this, they're going to be thinking to themselves, that's simple. I can do that. And while they're doing that, what's happening is you're going to start seeing your organization grow, right? And what you're going to have are some leaders who are going to start duplicating you, and now they're going to be doing the exact same thing. So Monday and Tuesday again, 4 or 5 of you are working your business. You have prospects in the live office hanging out, maybe asking a couple of questions. And again, if someone's asking questions that you can't answer, say, hang on for a minute. Let me see if I can get one of my senior partners here in the office. They'll help you with that. Right now, I'm also, waiting on a guest that wants to come talk about partnering up with us. But just hang on for a moment and let me bring one of my business partners in to answer that question for you. Right? And again, Wednesday comes. Now we got 10 to 15 people who are hanging out, ready for some live information, for some training. Mostly are going to be business partners, folks who signed up. And we're going to have a couple who might be guests, who have a couple of questions, who are still prospects, still on the fence. But now, again, as you see, what's going to start happening is we can start building from event to event now that we have these weekly events. Now, this is only our 3rd week doing the live at 5. I really don't expect this to start growing till we start seeing that activity on Monday and Tuesday, right? And even on Thursday and Friday, where we have some team members who are actually using the office throughout the week. I think that's what's going to help build the live call on Wednesday. Because again, throughout the week, throughout the day, folks can drop in, bring prospects and whatnot, and seek to close their new people. But on Wednesday, we all want to meet here and be here on time and show up as a team and pretty much represent, and use this office as a place to really and truly grow and explode our teams. Now, you guys, I really have hit on a lot of information that I wanted to hit on. So what I'm going to do here, I want to show you guys. Okay. I want to show you guys the training videos briefly to close this thing out. Let's go ahead and log in here too. Okay. Just real quick to see if you guys can see this. Yeah, you guys can. Awesome. All right. What you're going to see here is we have sort of done a revamp. And stay tuned because more revamping is coming. I was talking about the team leader rank. This is very, very important for those of you who are new to Top Networkers Group and especially to our 1MLM system, especially for anyone who is looking over what we have to offer. Folks, we are looking for team leaders. We're looking for people who will establish themselves as part of our team by going out and producing. And again, you simply do that by having 5 team members in 5 separate legs. So pretty much sponsoring 5 people who have signed up for the free programs. All right? And of course, our $10 level unlocked. So once a person unlocks the $10 level, they're considered a team member, because this is really and truly how we're going to start earning money together, is the $10 level. Now, we've addressed this in several of our past updates. Starting with March, there was a big change. One of our programs went out of business, which underlines the reason for why we're doing this. Build the team. It's about the team, not the company. A company can go out of business at any time. And if we have our network in place, it doesn't matter what these companies do. So let's keep that in mind. Let's make sure that as you're out there talking to people, you're using that language. Again, rewind it, write it down, make sure you're using the right language as you're talking to people about this, or else you're shooting your own self in the foot because you're not using the right language, right? So again, if you want to be successful, use the right language. But again, still have a $10 level, which is going to allow us to start making some money together. That's very, very important. And there are possibly some new additional programs coming which are going to help boost what we're able to do on the low end. Because again, this is really and truly what started Top Networkers Group, is wanting to teach you to be smart about how you invest your money. See, growing the network has nothing to do with the money that you invest. All right. The network is the most important thing, right? So if we're looking at a $500 company, okay, what's important is not whether or not you have the money to get involved in it, but whether or not you have the desire to get involved with that company, and whether or not you're willing to do what it takes to get involved in that company, especially if you don't have the money. If you don't have the money, but we can show you a way to create the money, that shows us you have desire, because you're out there doing what it takes. You're building your network, and then it's smarter as well, because now you and your network will be diversified. You and your business partners will be diversified. You have money coming from several sources, and the money you're making is what you use to reinvest in other companies. Okay? So you start with 10, you make money on the $10 level, you start making $20 to $30 a month. Now you can afford the next opportunities. Now you can afford to open those levels up, right? Start making $100, $200 a month. Now you can start opening a little bit more up. You and your network, you guys can all grow systematically together, right? And as you produce, as you hit these ranks, what's simply happening is your network is growing bigger and you're going to be making more money. All these estimated incomes, I'm about to actually change these, so by next week you won't even see these. All the estimated incomes are coming down, all right? Now again, this was just something that we put up with our first version of these ranks, but we are going to fix this so that you guys can focus on the network, because that's really and truly the most important thing. And you know, as you build your network, the income is going to take care of itself, okay? As we have team leaders emerging, we are going to naturally produce team directors. And as team directors emerge and produce more team leaders, we're going to have more managing directors. It's just going to be a natural progression, right? But again, it starts with you and I doing the right things week to week to grow our team. So let's get into the training videos and let's close this thing out. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're struggling, if you're not making money, then make sure that you get in here and go through all of this information. Okay, now again, for those of you who have not maxed it out, you might not be able to see all of this. But if you're maxed out, you can see that there's a ton of information for you. All these highlighted ones are brand new. These are trainings that we just added. A ton of trainings. We put a lot of the updates so you can sort of keep track and sort of follow our story as we have unfolded here. And the live at 5s are going to start being archived in here as well. So stay tuned for that. We're just going to continue to add more and more value to what it is that we offer you. And look, frankly, if you're not making money, if you're not being successful with our system, it's probably because you have not watched all the videos. Now again, there's a ton of videos to watch. There's a ton of stuff in here. I know that. But again, we're top networkers. We're not the bottom networkers. And even if you think you've heard all of this stuff before, I'm telling you, you're going to pick something up that you didn't and that you haven't. And you're going to mix it together with everything else that you may have heard, and you're going to understand what we're talking about here. Because see, look, when we bring in these other programs, one of the big things that we train you on is how important it is for you to plug into those programs. So, for example, if you're in Wake Up Now, you should be plugging into Wake Up Now events, to training calls, to conference calls, right? It doesn't hurt to get this information in you, right? Especially about a program you're looking to make money with. Because again, let's say you're talking to a prospect about Wake Up Now, they don't have the $99. If you're smart about it, you'll sign them up for free and tell them to start building their network now. You'll teach them what we're talking about here through the 1MLM system. And in fact, you'll give them the 1MLM system so that them and their network can start making money, right? As they're signing up people for Wake Up Now for free with them, they can all also sign up for the free level and make money right now and start creating the income to follow you into Wake Up Now at the IBO Platinum level of $100 a month, right? Again, it's the same thing with any program. Level 1 network, if you're part of that, jump on the trainings. Make sure you're looking at the information. Plug into it. If you're part of SoloVet, some awesome events going on. You should be plugging in, okay? The leadership in these companies, especially Ryan Warch and Kirby Cochran, these are some dynamic CEOs. And these are some awesome companies that are part of what we have. ILA, you guys, $10 level. John Marr is a dude with some tremendous vision. Okay, he's trying to do something major. He's trying to really help give back and educate the field. It's awesome. Okay, we want to plug into this information. Now, we also have a leadership training section. I'm not going to go into that now because we're actually running out of time. We only have about 30 seconds left. But that's really and truly only for our leaders. Once you're at the team leader position, you will be shown where the leadership section is. The leadership section has all the greats. We're talking about Art Williams, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Anthony Robbins. We got all that. Okay, tons of it. Okay, Eric Thomas. Tons of awesome information that you want to be plugged into. See, this is what helps you make money. This is what helps you attract people into your business. Look, I'm going to say this last thing in closing. If you're watching TV, turn it off. Okay, especially if you're brand new and you're trying to build your team, this is what you got to do. Turn the television off. Stop watching that drama, that bull. Turn it off. Turn the news off. Don't watch the news. The news has nothing good for you. Turn off the radio. Don't listen to the radio. Some of us love music. I understand. You have to turn the radio off for at least 90 days. You got to plug into the information that is going to help you become who you got to become in order to attract the people you need to attract and that you want to attract into business partnership with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us for tonight's Live at 5, and I hope to see more of you next week with me live at 5 here in the live office from the 1MLM system for Top Networkers Group, and we have a ton of more stuff to share for those who are part of our team. Folks, once again, it has been a pleasure and a privilege to discuss what we're working on with those of you who are part of this movement. And folks, I'm excited about where we are going and growing. Again, we had to scale down so we can scale back up. And I'm pretty excited about some of the leaders that are coming on board and some of the potential that we have to really grow something special in the year of 2014, really close this year out pretty strong and get ready for a dynamic 2015. Folks, if you're part of this movement, get excited. Share it. Bring people to the office. And let's make this money together, folks. Let's go all the way to the top. Let's do it together. Thanks for dropping in live at 5.